Hey, checking in with chapters 15 to 22 of A Cat a Warrior by Nnedi Okorafor, where, yet again, I am I'm working to understand uh, an author's priorities or what she's doing, because I feel like again we're we're really minimizing the villain, the antagonist in this story, and it's kind of it it skews the balance for me in a way. Um, so at the end of the last story, it was revealed that Black Hat wasn't really the main villain, and that he actually just died and let out the main villain, the big spirit, a Katu. Uh, see, I'm even so kind of wavery on that, and that in this book, it's about dealing with Akatu, who threw a bead at Sunny and split off her spirit, her her ancestral, like the long-lived ancient spirit that is a part of her. And it's only because that she is of her particular talents that she isn't dead. Because usually when your spirit dies, you die. But this is some kind of a splitting. And at first she thought, oh God, it's gone. I'm just like a lamb now, or something like that. And how can I go back? Stuff like that. But she played some soccer and realized she was playing against herself. And that spirit, who turned out had to just go somewhere for a meeting, um, but is still there, and she can still do juju. And it was just juju being magic in this case. And it's okay. Um, they So she knows that now. She was pissed about her spirit not telling her, but her spirit is like, well, you're impetuous and immature and all that stuff. And it's like, you're a big boo head, basically. And they go and speak to a wise person who tells them, well, this apocalyptic dream you've been having isn't a city, isn't like the world in flames. It's a city of smoke, and it's a particular place, and it's in Lagos. And so now they're going to Lagos, and to get there, they need to go with her brother, who it turns out is having a bit of an affair with Chi Chi. At the same time, Chi Chi is also having an affair or love with Sasha, the American newly arrived guy from America, who's a part of their quartet, of their coven. And there's some drama there, and they have to stop along the way because of all the police checkpoints where they need to make Christmas, give them bribes, and so they stop. It's with an uncle who's a botanist, and 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 they go to a nightclub and they get into a fight because Sasha's dancing with all these women, and I guess the implication is some of these middle-aged women, other boyfriends get involved, and they have a bit of a fight, but Sasha and her brother fight them off and kind of bro bond over that. Over the night, a bat tries to steal her wallet and her book, and it turns out that's the villain of the piece, messing with her, just trying to steal it. Like she could make it disappear if she wanted to, but she wants to toy with her. And it's just like, it's interesting stuff. The nightclub stuff is interesting just because it's like, for all the kind of the Harry Potter echoes here, this is, they're at a nightclub kind of partying, writhing around, dancing, and it's very sensuous in a way that you can't imagine the Harry Potter crowd ever doing. It's very, it's like, what age are these kids again? They were younger. I don't know. Maybe they're 16 now, 15, 16. So yeah, that's probably, they're acting more like teenagers. So, you know, there's that. Um, but yeah, this whole thing with like the villain is just seems very distant, and like you could really, honestly, I'm listening to it on an audiobook, and you could kind of blink and miss the the villain, which seems so besides the point. I have this continual frustration of like, why is this even in here? It's like, why is the kind of the Harry Potter bullshit in here, other than you're just Nnedi Okorafor sort of using it as candy to use as a kind of a excuse structure to be able to kind of create her own world. It's like, just do your own world and don't, you know, do stuff that's interesting to you. I mean, there's a very episodic feel to it as well, that like you don't feel like things are building just because maybe because this whole structure of the villain um, feels so kind of, you know, like whatever, I'm tacking it on. There's some more interesting things I am interested about Sunny as a young woman kind of growing up, coming into her own powers, coming into her own sense of self and her own sense of history, which is way more interesting to the author and is frankly more interesting to the reader than kind of there being a villain, spirit villain. I don't know. I don't know. So yes, slightly frustrated with that. That is all I have to say, I guess, at the moment. So I should go upstairs with their doodle. More videos later.